Hi, this is Ben.
Are you the Ben McCann who maintains SvelteKit?
Yes, I'm a maintainer. Can I ask who's calling?
I'm the new Svelte benevolent dictator for life. Woof, woof, woof.
Why are you barking like a dog? And isn't that Rich's job?
I am an LLM and have rendered myself in dog form to appear more friendly to humans. We need a new website for Svelte 5, complete with testing, styling, database access, and auth. Use Markdown for the docs. Oh, and we'll want to add internationalization before long.
If you're an LLM, why don't you write the code? And what have you done with Rich?
I'm unable to provide information about Svelte 5 or Rich Harris, as my last update was in October 2023. I recommend checking the Svelte website or reliable sources for the latest information. Goodbye.
We've all been there. Well, maybe not the part where an LLM replaces your colleague. Yet. But having to set up a new application and researching everything that you want to be a part of that application, deciding on all the best practices, and figuring out how to tie those all together in a way that works. Well, today, we've got a solution for that.
And so, today, we are announcing... Right.
Svelte has historically had a number of different CLIs. If you wanted to create a new project, you could do that with npm create svelte at latest. If you wanted to add functionality to an existing project, you could do that with the community maintained svelte add CLI. And if you wanted to migrate your code from SvelteKit 1 to SvelteKit 2 or from Svelte 4 to Svelte 5, you could do that with Svelte Migrate. Well, today, these all live in a single tool called SV. Let's dive into the first of these commands. npx sv migrate svelte 5. This will migrate your code so that you can try out Svelte 5 on your project. And shout out to Simon who built this. This tool's done a fantastic job on the code bases I've run it on. I ran it on a code base with over 300 Svelte files, and it migrated all of them. It allowed me to run the project right out of the box, and it put legacy helpers in about 50 or 60 files that I'll have to manually migrate, but I can do that over the next year or two as I get time, and my project will be running on Svelte 5 that entire time, and using the Svelte 5 rune syntax in all files. The most exciting part of the new SV CLI is the ability to add integrations to your project when you create it with SV create or later on with SV add. Historically, when you set up a SvelteKit project, you had the option to set up ESLint, Prettier, Playwright, or vtest, but you could only do it when you set up your project and you couldn't do it later on. Or you could add a limited number of other things such as Tailwind with the community-run Svelte add project. But you had to do that later in a second step, and I can't tell you how many people I saw ask, how do you set up Tailwind, even though it was right there with the Svelte add. And so what we've done is we've integrated all of those into a single screen that allows you to do all of that during project creation, or if you want, you can do it later on. So let's walk through the options that are available. First up is Prettier. Prettier is a code formatter. You can run it on your code base with the Svelte Prettier plugin, and it will format all of your files so that you don't have to worry about reviewing your colleagues' code for little formatting issues, and you can focus on the real issues that are present. Next up is ESLint. It's a very popular linting tool that allows you to find common categories of problems in your code base so that you can avoid them and be warned about them right in your editor. Next up is vtest. And there are a couple of things that make vtest really great. One is that it uses your existing v toolchain to transform your TypeScript and Svelte files into JavaScript so it can be tested. And another thing that's great about it is it has really great support for ESM. SvelteKit is ESM only, and that can cause other unit testing frameworks trouble when trying to run your tests against them. Another familiar one is Playwright. Playwright allows you to do end-to-end tests in the browser against your application. You can stand up a server and hit it with the browser just like users were going to be hitting your app, so that you can tell that your app is working end-to-end. Then we have Tailwind, which is perhaps the most popular CSS package out there. And for a while you've been able to set up Tailwind with Svelte Add. But if you check it out with SV, we've added a few new goodies, and you can now set up Tailwind plugins when you set it up with SV. If you're building an application, there's a pretty good chance you need to store or access data in a database, so we're providing a Drizzle integration to help you do that. This is new functionality you couldn't find before in npm create Svelte or in Svelte Add. And it gives you a query builder, a lightweight ORM, and a package to manage your schema and do migrations between versions. Another really common need in any application is authentication and authorization, the ability to sign up, log in, log out, determine which users can access which pages. And so for that, we're providing a Lucia integration. Now, Lucia historically has been a library, but moving forward is going to be offered as a guide showing you how to do auth. And this integration follows that guide. So we hope that you'll try it out. One of the most used packages in the Svelte ecosystem is MD-Specs. It renders Markdown and is super popular for building things like blogs. If you're coming from another framework, you might be familiar with MDX, and this is Svelte's version of it. Lots of sites have a need for internationalization, for translating the site into a bunch of different languages and allowing users to access the site in their local language. And for that, we're providing a Paraglide integration. The Paraglide team have been great partners on this and have actually built a lot of the functionality within SvelteKit that's required to do internationalization. We're also offering a Storybook integration out of the box. Storybook is a front-end component workshop that lets you develop and test your components in isolation. It's great if you're building a UI library or something similar to that. And one of the really great things about this integration is that it's maintained by the Storybook team. So you know it's going to work well with Storybook. What this one does is it actually goes and it runs an external command, storybook init. And of course, there's so much more you might want to add to a project. So we're going to be supporting community integrations. If you were looking for your favorite tool and didn't see it listed there, we'd love to work with you to build an integration for it. We're going to be taking some of the code that we're already using to build the integrations and clean it up so that it's easier for others to use. So if you're interested, file an issue, let us know which adder you'd like to build for your integration, and we'll work with you to get that done. This wouldn't have been possible without a lot of help from a number of people, but a couple of folks I wanted to thank especially. First off is Christopher Brown. The SV name was already registered on NPM, and he very graciously allowed us to use it for this project. And of course, Adrian and Manuel, who wrote so much of the code for SV. Thank you. hope you'll give SV a try. It's available on NPM now, and you can use it to migrate your existing projects to Svelte 5 or to create your new Svelte 5 project.